Okay, hello everyone. I am Sandeep Chahande. I hope all of you are doing well. Okay, guys, in the previous lecture, we have seen several properties of insulating materials and the classification of insulating materials depending on their permissible temperature values. Okay, now in today's lecture, we are going to learn about the ratings or duties of electrical machines and their certain specification. Okay. Now moving forward, we have the objective of today's lecture, that is to learn about the ratings or duties of electrical machines along with the respective specification of machines, as I stated earlier. Okay. Now after that, the outcomes of today's lecture will be, you will be able to understand several ratings, several duties of electrical machine. This is our first outcome. Okay, and the second will be, you will be able to recognize the machine types depending on their application, and this is our second outcome of today's lecture. Now moving forward again, now the ratings and specification of machines. So what is the meaning of rating and what is the meaning of specification? Now let us see. Okay, as the rating of an electrical machine is the power output or the designated operating power limit based upon certain definite condition assigned to it by the manufacturer. Means what? Whatever the manufacturer assign the output condition of machine to that particular machine only, that output is measured in terms of the amount of heat produced by that machine only. Okay, this is said to be the ratings of machine. Let's consider an example. Okay, for an example, if I am a manufacturer of motor, I am having a motor manufacturing company. So I have several customers and each customer is demanding different kinds of motor, that is different ratings of motor. Suppose one customer is demanding for a 5 HP of motor. Okay, one customer is demanding for a 5 HP of motor. So I have to consider his demand, I have to fulfill his demand and I have to manufacture the 5 HP motor. Okay, and this can be possible by selecting the specific amount of winding and core construction of motor only. Okay, that is, I have to check whether the motor is achieving its rating or not, and this can be only possible by measuring its heat loss. Okay, how can be this possible? This can be possible by considering or by measuring its heat loss of motor. Okay, then and only then I am considering the 5 HP of motor. If it is generating that much amount of heat, that much amount of rating can be assigned to that motor. Okay, now again the machines are normally rated upon thermal basis of temperature rise, that is the maximum possible temperature at which the insulating material can be operated without deterioration. Means what? In the previous lecture we have seen certain insulating materials depending on their permissible temperature values. Okay, so for the specific rating of motor, I have to choose the specific class of insulating material. Okay, as we have learned in the last lecture, different class of insulating materials are there. So for an example, if my motor is producing, if my motor is generating 170 degrees Celsius of temperature, okay, 170 degrees Celsius of temperature, then I have to use H class of insulating material. Which class? That is the H class, H of insulating material. Since the H class sustain for how much temperature? That is for the maximum 180 degree Celsius. As my temperature, my motor is producing 170 degree of Celsius heat, so I have to consider the insulating material of H class. Okay, now again moving forward, we have the classes of motor duty. That is, what is the meaning of motor duty? So the duty cycle of motor can be defined as, it is the relationship between the active, that is the operating time. Now what is the meaning of active? Means once you started the motor, once you switched on the motor, then for specific time it is get running in condition. Okay, so that running condition is considered to be the active time of the machine, active time of the motor. Okay, and the inactive, that is the resting time. Inactive means the motor is in the switched off condition. Okay, so we can say the relationship between the active time and the inactive time of an equipment or machine. In other words, it is expressed as the ratio of active time, that is the operating time, to the total time period. So duty cycle can be assigned by the formula, that is active time period, that is the on time of the machine, to the total time period, and total time consists of on time plus off time of machine, that is the rest time plus running time of machine. This is nothing but the total time period. Again going through forward, now the types of motor, okay, the types of motor duty. So as you can see, there are 8 types of motor duty, okay. So from these 8 types we have to consider, we have to learn only the main 3, the first 3 types of motor duty. So the first one is continuous duty, second is the short time duty, and third is the intermittent periodic duty, okay. Whatever the duties which are highlighted in the bold letters, those are very important as your exam point of view, okay. So the fourth one to 8 duty, that is the intermittent periodic duty with starting, intermittent periodic duty with starting and breaking, as you can see, as you can read from the slide, okay. So our main purpose is to learn the continuous duty, short time duty, and intermittent periodic duty. So moving forward, again we have the first one, continuous duty. So the continuous rating or duty of a machine is defined as the load that can be carried out by machine for an indefinite time without temperature rise of any part exceeding the maximum permissible value. Means what? A machine is once switched on, then there is no any time limit that after how much period of time that machine has to be get switched off, okay. So for this purpose, the temperature range is maximum temperature value, that is theta m, is specified. As you can see from the figure, the above one, which is in the blue color, it shows the load rating of the machine that is varying with respect to the time. And again in the following figure, in the below figure, you can see the maximum temperature range value, the maximum value of temperature, and the temperature, maximum temperature is denoted by the theta m, okay. Means what? So for this purpose, the temperature range is maximum temperature value theta m is specified. Means above this maximum theta m, above this maximum temperature value theta m, the temperature does not increase, okay. The temperature does not increase, means theta m is nothing but its saturating value of the temperature of that particular machine, okay. So here in this type of operation, a constant load is applied, okay. In this type of operation, that is in the continuous duty, in the continuous rating, a constant load is applied throughout the operation, and then temperature goes from ambient value and is allowed to reach constant temperature on at the motor's thermal equilibrium, okay. As you can see from the figure, the theta m is the thermal equilibrium point, means beyond that point the temperature does not go beyond, okay. Beyond that point the temperature does not goes, okay. So this is the simplest type of motor duty cycle, okay. And here you can see the certain notations are there where theta m, okay, the n indicates whatever the blue line is there for the load and time graph. The blue line indicates the n, that is the operation under a rated condition, okay. Theta m indicates maximum temperature rise in degree Celsius, and del t is nothing but the time duration of motor running, that is the rate of change of time, okay. Now considering the examples of continuous duty, there are compressors, fans, centrifugal pumps, paper mills, and conveyors, okay. These are nothing but the continuous running machines, okay. So for this continuous running machines, we have to consider the continuous duty only, okay. I hope all of you are understanding this. Now moving forward, short time duty, okay. The short time duty of machine is defined as its output at which it can be operated for certain specified time without exceeding the maximum value of temperature rise. Means what? The short term duty or the short time duty cycle is very similar to the continuous duty cycle, in that a constant load is applied to the motor, okay. Now unlikely the continuous duty, the load is removed before the motor is allowed to reach its thermal equilibrium. At this point of theta m, as you can see from the figure, that is theta m, the motor rests and it is allowed to cool down until it reaches the ambient, that is the room temperature, or we can say the environmental temperature, okay. Again here you can see N indicates the duration of operation of the motor. Theta m indicates the maximum temperature rise in degrees Celsius. Del Tc is the operation time at constant load, that is the operating time of the motor when it is running, and del T naught is nothing but the time of de-energized, means once the motor gets switched off, then it whatever the temperature it has gained, that is the theta m, then the temperature will be get reduced gradually. Okay, again considering the examples of short time duty, we have the domestic appliances like mixer, again battery charging units, and railway log gates, the railway navigation log gates we can say. Okay, so these are the examples of short time duty. Now moving forward, again we have the intermittent duty. So the intermittent duty of machine applies to an operating condition during which short time load period alternates with periods of rest or no load without machine reaching the thermal equilibrium and without temperature rise above the maximum permissible value. Okay, so again the intermittent duty is also considered as periodic duty, as it shows a pattern of period of temperature rise and temperature fall in a specific machines. Okay, this type of duty cycle has identical cycle of a constant load followed by a period of rest repeated over a time, as you can see from the figure. Okay, again it is similar to short time duty where the constant load is applied, and then when it is at rest the motor is allowed to cool down. Okay, again here the notations are there. Del Tc is nothing but the operation time at constant load. Del T0 is the time de-energized and at rest. Theta m indicates maximum temperature rise in degrees Celsius, and unlike short term duty, the intermittent duty is never allowed to reach the ambient temperature of environment. Okay, but then the load is reapplied by certain period of time, that is time of rest, that is the del T naught. Okay, the temperature spike again increases back up to the maximum temperature theta m. So considering the examples of intermittent duty, we have hoist, lift, traction motor, and trolley buses. So from this slide we can see considering the example of lift. Most of you have noticed that the lift is get on for certain period of time, that is here the operating time del Tc, then again it is get stopped, means the lift is resting until another person don't use it. So that period of rest is del T0, where the temperature is gradually decreasing. But as soon as a person uses the lift, the work gets starts, and hence the rest period shifts to operating period again. Okay, that is the del Tc, where the temperature again get increases. Okay, so this is all about the duties of electrical machines. I hope all of you have understood today's lecture. If you have persist or if you have any kind of difficulty, you can ask me in the below comment section. Your queries are most welcome. Okay, fine. In next lecture we will see a derivation related to the temperature rise of machine when it is heating. Okay, then take care. Have a good day. Thank you.